This is section 826. We're going to take a look at the angles of unit circles. So we're going to utilize the unit circle to find the angles of common ratios. Now, if you remember a little while back, if I wanted to find the angle of a trig ratio, we used the sine, cosine, or tangent inverse. So if I said sine of theta equals 5/6 and I wanted to know what the angle is, we would do the sine inverse to both sides. The sine language would cancel out. I'd be left with theta. Theta equals sine inverse of 5/6, and we would enter this into calculator. And then you would get 56.44. Now, we can use this same analysis to find the angles on the unit circle. So if I wanted to find all the angles that satisfy this equation that's, corresponding to the unit circle, it's basically saying what angle do I have to where sine of theta equals 1/2? Like, what angle is that? Or, mathematically, you can take the sine inverse to both sides. You get theta equals sine inverse of 1/2. Okay, so what angle gives me that sine ratio of 1/2? Well, my sine ratio is 1/2 here and here. So the angle is going to be 30 degrees and 150 degrees. Now, I didn't specify what the, if it's in radians or degrees. So as long as it's not specified, you can choose either one. But in this instance, because I didn't specify which one, you could choose. And I just decided to choose degrees. For this one, what angle gives me this tangent ratio of -√3/3? Okay, so I have to simplify it. Okay, so remember, tangent is sine over cosine. So sine over cosine. That cancels out. I get 1/√3. Okay, so that's √3/3 if I rationalize it. Okay, so I know that this reference angle is what gives me the √3/3. Now it has to be negative. So that means sine over cosine is going to be negative here. Sine over cosine is going to be negative here. So that's going to be 150 degrees and 330 degrees. So what angle gives me cotangent 1, right? You can take cotangent inverse to both sides. So where is my sine over cosine 1? So we just established this is √3/3 for tangent. All right, so if I flipped it, that's 3/√3. Here, sine over cosine. Okay, so if those cancel out, you do get 1. Okay, so it's going to be 1. 1 flipped is 1. So that's going to be this. And over here, it's negative. So it's 1. We want it to be positive. So it's going to be positive here at pi/4. And it's going to be positive here because negative over a negative at 5 pi/4. I just decided to do radians this time. It doesn't really matter. This example here, find all the angles out of it. Okay, so secant, it might be easier if I convert that into cosine. S goes to C, C goes to S. So theta to both, or cosine inverse to both sides. So I get theta equals cosine inverse of 1/2. So we can do that, right? I converted it to cosine because it's easier. You can go ahead and do that. You get the same thing. So where's my cosine theta going to be 1/2? Okay, cosine, my x is 1/2 here. And it's going to be 1/2 here. So that's going to be 60 degrees and at 300 degrees. What did we learn today? We basically thought it backwards. We found the angle instead of the ratio when it comes to the values on the unit circle. This does conclude our lesson. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments.